Alright boys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Salt Chronicles here, and today we'll be discussing Legends Festival 2022. My thoughts and opinions on the matter, as well as things I wish they'd improved on or done differently in general. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. Firstly, the background footage is taken from my matches during LBR, the GT one, which is everyone's favorite game mode, so don't pay too much attention to that. And well, let's start with the elephant in the room, and that is the banner. So, honestly, it was pretty mid. I remember watching reveals and stuff and expecting something crazy, like the tag Super Saiyan 4s that fuse and become Gogeta from the supposed leaks, and well, when they revealed tag Super Saiyan 4s, that hype only grew all that much more. But when the animation preview ended without them fusing, the only thought that was left in my mind was, oh wait, that's it? But to be fair, I can't fault the Legends team for that, since us the community got ourselves hyped up over a leak that wasn't even verified to be true. So we're to blame for all of that. They did nothing wrong in that regard. But then that's where the other two banner units come in. Drip 17, who absolutely nobody asked for, and two EX units who I've seen absolutely zero people run in PvP. But well, if I'm being fair, they are EX units, and that's to be expected. But overall, I'd say that banner was pretty underwhelming, especially when you compare it to the previous year's banners, where they revealed the tag god key units and also that times 3 Z power, which hyped up everyone at the time. So, in terms of hype, when comparing it to the past, this Legends Festival doesn't even come close in comparison. But the units themselves aren't all too bad, honestly. Like, you see everyone running the tag monkeys in PvP, and for good reason. Also, that 17 is really annoying to fight against, but sadly I can't give you much of an opinion on the units because I've only got them at 3 stars myself. But if you were to ask me, I'd say that the Legends Festival banner was definitely overshadowed by the superhero banner. In my opinion, I think they should have just swapped the two around. Beast Gohan would have generated so much more hype for the festival. And in terms of units, come on now, we all know Beast still stands at the top, and Pan and Piccolo also. So the banner, the superhero banner, is much more value than whatever it is we got for the festival, because you just had to pull on the banner, you get Beast Gohan, you get Pan, you get Piccolo, and you instantly have a full GT team. While here you only get 2 units, and while you'd still need a third GT unit. But like, if you look at GT, outside of the Zenkai Super Saiyan 4, I wouldn't say that really any of the other units are that viable. Even Gogeta's now starting to show his age. Now once again, this doesn't mean that the units on the banner are bad, but I just think it's unfortunate that we have a festival celebration, yet from the banner itself, which most people save for throughout the year, you still can't get a full team. But I've seen people using the GT 17 and tag monkeys with Beast Gohan, so I guess you can just do whatever works for you. Now on to the next thing. I mean, getting 300 free summons is cool and all, but honestly, to us older players, it doesn't really do much, since most of the banner units are already 14 stars and will never be run in PvP, except for, well, I think Revival Frieza you still see him here and there, but the rest of those units are honestly unusable if you want to be competitive at this point. But if you're a beginner or intermediate player, I'm sure that some of those banner units will do you good, especially for like maybe TOP or something like that, where you need a variety of units at high stars. But honestly, I think what I'd like to see in the future is having a free summons campaigns that contains newer units. So maybe units right up until that year's anniversary, like from June onwards, because then I'd say it would give the veterans also something to summon for, get us hyped up as well. Because I think it's pretty much unfair to have a whole celebration but then include some of your oldest, exclude some of your oldest players in the game, as they are your long-time supporters and they are the ones who've already dedicated years playing, years summoning to get their units leveled up. And when you just give them old units to summon for as part of your celebration to thank the players, they just don't feel included, and those are just my feelings on that. So yeah, I'd say in that half, if you're a new beginner, 300 free summons is really great for you, But for the rest of us vets who've been playing for like 3 to 4 years, it honestly doesn't really mean much of anything. But not all is doom and gloom, cause they at least have the Hoi Po event, which is great for getting rewards just for simply playing the game, as well as the festival raid, which gives us nice CC, slot removers and other goodies that you'll need throughout the game. So the Legends team definitely gets a massive dub for that one, as well as there being several exchange shops where you can get the Legends limited Z power, and any player always welcomes that with open arms. But now let's talk about the L's. Those daily festival face-off missions are definitely not it. Like, why make such a, well, it's not really difficult if you've been playing for a long time, but it just feels real tedious to get through. And then, oh my gosh, when I went through the shop and saw that 5 medals only gets you 50 chrono crystals, I couldn't even hide my disappointed. If you ask me, I think a better option would have been maybe to have one medal being exchanged from 100cc, and then like if you didn't want to give away too many chrono crystals for free, then you could just limit the exchange to like 5, you know, because that way it would still feel like it's worth going through the mission without having players going crazy in terms of exchanges. And I mean, it's a festival, so why not just go bigger, you know? Just give your players something to do, give them something they'll be happy about playing the game mode, because otherwise, if you ask me, five medals for just 50cc just ain't it. So yeah, overall that game mode is a massive L in my books. And while we're on the topic of L's, let's talk about Legends Battle Royale. Honestly, this isn't really a festival exclusive thing, but I just ain't a fan of this game mode at all. And normally, if you don't have the new units like with the GT or hybrid LBR, you are basically screwed. Like, I remember there were people who tried to run 2 green hybrid units versus Beast Gohan, and that didn't help them in the slightest, which really feels unfair because it makes your player feel like you are forced to summon for units even if you don't want them, just to get some of the rewards. And that's another issue, I think, having the rewards hidden behind getting wins in the game mode. So let's say you don't have the new units and then you can't compete competitively, then there's really no point for you to play because nobody wants to sit down, play 10 matches and come out with 10 losses and absolutely nothing to show for it. But if you feel differently, of course, feel free to let me know in the comments and we can talk about it. And for the last portion of this video, we'll cover co-op and the new green Mud Zamasu. And my goodness, I've never been so uninterested in farming up a unit before. More so since it's locked behind a game mode which isn't fun for several reasons. Like generally, I'd do 1 or 2 co-op runs per day and call it quits cause I'd normally get frustrated for waiting like a minute or so to pair up with someone, only to see a player who's running a unit that isn't boosted like Ultra Vegito or MUI for some reason. And even when we get paired up sometimes, let's say the person will be there when you have to do the click thing with the bar going up. Some dudes will be there waiting like 4 times for the bar to go up, only for them to still land at like 480. Like, bro, come on, what are we even doing here at this point? So yeah, generally co-op isn't really a fun mode, and that's why I'm really disappointed that they decided to hide the Z power for this character behind co-op. I just hope this is a one-time thing, because I mean, let's say now there's actually a character that I'd actually want to farm up who's actually good, but then I'd be forced to play co-op. I'd have to suffer just to get to use a character I want, which is hidden behind a mode that nobody really wants to play. Nah, chief, the Legends team took a L, and generally there was nothing wrong with the previous way they handled things, so I don't understand why they actually decided to fix it, or well, not fix, change it around this time. Like there's that old saying, don't fix something that isn't broken, and the Legends team really messed up heavy this time around. Especially so because this new Zamasu is absolute dog water. Like I'm talking absolute doo-doo butter. Like, I don't understand how they made a unit that bad for a festival celebration. But I guess that's just a personal complaint of mine. It can't be helped. And speaking of bad units, Zaha and Giblet, I mean, the mysterious Saiyan in red. Who could he be? Yeah, those were pretty disappointing, I'll be honest. I don't think I've actually seen a single person who runs Zaha in any team, any way, shape, or form. And well, Giblet, he's not terrible. Like, I'm sure you could use him if you needed a red Saiyan unit. But I just felt underwhelmed, you know. I kinda wish he had the ability to transform like Charlotte does. But well, the Legends team decided not to do that, and it can't be helped. And the worst thing is, these were characters that people have been waiting for years. So the fact that they came out and they were so, what's the word I'm looking for? Underwhelming, I guess. It's kind of disappointing, you know, because all that hype, the waiting, just was for nothing basically. And well, the last thing I'll be talking about is the LF Goku Black. Honestly now, I was actually really looking forward to this guy getting Zenkai'd, and I knew it would happen because if you will go through my channel, you'd see I think maybe like a week before it got announced, I made a video saying that next LF Zenkai, because every Legends Festival would had a Goku Black in some way, shape or form, and when it happened, I got hyped up. I was like, oh yeah, this is it. I was right, it's gonna happen. And well, I tested him out in PvP, and damn son, they basically changed next to nothing on my boy. Did my bro dirty. And he's pretty much, remember, I'm not sure if you guys were playing that far back, but when we got Goten and it was during the hybrid meta slash Sun family where people were running the red Zenkai Gohan, the revival Gohan, and so when Goten got announced, everyone was like, oh no, they're gonna ruin the game, Sun family everywhere, yada yada. But when it came out, it was just so underwhelming. It wasn't terrible, but it just didn't really do much, you know. You could just put him there as a bench to Zenkai buff the revival Gohan. That's pretty much what the Zenkai LF Rose feels like. And I'm honestly disappointed about that because I'm a big fan of Rose. I hope that they'd make him usable, bring him back into the meta, but I guess that can't be helped. And so yeah, I'd say those are pretty much all my feelings about Legends Festival. If you agree or disagree, please feel free to let me know in the comments. And yeah, I think tomorrow I'll release the Tournament of Power video where I'll be going through the stages I picked, why I picked them, etc. And yeah, it's been your boy Salt. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great day, and goodbye.